Black Ops 2. It sure as hell's been a game that many people wanted to play on backwards compatibility, and now, today, it is finally ready. Visually, it's nearly identical, but I'll touch on that in a moment. But first, we'll take a look at the performance on the original Xbox 360 here. And you won't see any single player action here, because let's be honest, no bugger plays that anyway. Anyone who's sticking this in their consoles nowadays is going to be jumping straight online and playing it to shoot people in the face. And that's exactly what you get. Headshots galore and all the action you need. So on the Xbox 360, it targeted 60 frames per second with its sub 1280 by 720 resolution. And it holds it pretty well. In fact, through a couple tested games here, you can see that it only really dips to a low of 55. Predominantly, though, we're looking at a 60 FPS title in all of its gaming goodness here. Across most maps, most action, it rarely skips a beat, dropping to an all-time low of 55 and giving us an average of 59.8 FPS. Most of the dips come from when you actually shoot somebody in the back of the head or getting a kill streak, or even just good old-fashioned online lag. So overall statistics prove the game is as solid as I just said. Basically, it dropped 27 frames over 16,000 tested here, giving us a 99th frame time of 16.67 milliseconds and a 95th of exactly the same. 99.8% of its frames are delivered, so there isn't really anything to worry about here. Its highest frame time is 100 milliseconds, which also come from the online lag connection, which you can't really control from each individual player, so your mileage may vary. So this is a solid performing title on the 360. There isn't really much margin here to improve, but via the Xbox One, they're going to give it a try. But the question is, does it come at some kind of performance or visual hit? Well, performance-wise, I'll touch on that in a moment, but visual-wise, it's an odd one, and it shows just kind of some of the tweaks and settings they are playing around with here in the emulated state. Remember, there's far more here for the Microsoft team to worry about than just the CPU. The GPU plays a big part in rendering all these games in BC titles. Now, this is one of the games, like many COD games, it runs within 2x MSAA here on the Xbox 360. And you can see that the game looks quite clean with a little bit of shimmer as it catches some of the edges. But on the Xbox One, this appears to be, I would say, broken or iffy or buggy or whatever you want to call it, but it seems to only capture some parts of the edges, and it looks basically like it's running on a horizontal level, not a vertical. You can see here from the still screenshot of the comparison between the two areas of the map, where the edges of the brickwork can stand out quite clearly with no AA here on the Xbox One, and they're much smoother and hidden away from the AA pass here on the Xbox 360, which obviously results in more shimmer, which is pretty clear when you play the game. In addition to the fact that the texture quality, due to the darker gamma output, possibly, and other things, does look actually cleaner and crisper here, which you can see the difference in the stills, and in game it does look slightly sharper, but this is the caveat of the fact that you are losing some of the AA, so it can look a little bit more noisy as you play, but nothing detrimental. The other thing to note is bloom looks slightly reduced here, or at least it might be a change from the gamma output, but it certainly looks different from the brightness, and this might be a pareback in the bloom area as well, or at least another bug.
That's a kill.
So moving on to the BC version on the Xbox One, what can we see? Well, expectations can only really be going down from here, can't they? I mean, this is a BC title running on the PowerPC hardware, and it is being ported over to the Xbox One and running as best it can. And it achieves pretty much identical, if not slightly better statistics, but it is within margin of error of the online play of the Xbox 360. So there is no detriment at all to whacking this in your Xbox One and playing exactly the same game, both single player and multiplayer, on your brand spanking new Xbox One S. So statistics wise, just so you know, this is slightly better, but again it is within margin of error. Rather than having the 27 drops that we saw on the Xbox 360, we now only get 10, giving us the lowest frame time of 57, a highest frame rate, of 57, a highest frame time of 66.65, and again the 99th and 95th percentile frame time is 16.67 milliseconds, 99.9% of it delivered on target with a 59.9 average. It's within 0.1 of a frame rate overall, and this is a longer test, so there is definitely no issue here but it can probably play ever so slightly better, but you wouldn't really notice it. It's no detriment at all, and another impressive BC title, one that was worth waiting for, of what was a very impressive visual title on the 360 itself. Even though it sacrificed some of that with the width of the resolution on screen, it still looked good and played well, and jumping back into it tonight was actually quite a bit of fun. Anyway, I'll leave you with a few more minutes of on-screen action if you so wish to watch, but there isn't many dips there, but you may want to see me shoot people and get shot myself. If you did like this or anything else that I cover, then please feel free to subscribe, support the channel, and leave all your comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Check and clear. Down and clear.
Hostile you.
Concussion out. I gotcha.
We've lost the advantage.
On me! Can confirm. Front grenade! Threat! Sniper's down! Attack reload. Sniper heads down.
Hostile UAV above.
Threat neutralized.
Lightning strike coordinates received. Inbound.
Reloading. Check and clear. Concussion out. Transitioning. Concussion out!
We're winning this fight.